Okay, here I am with the DC backplane, power backplane. I've done a bodged wire there, and I've changed the DC input and battery input around. So I've just got the usual 1 amp load here. I've switched the battery input on, and that's your 1 amp. 11.2 volts out. Seems a bit low, but there's probably volt drop on the diode or something. Now if I switch this is connected to the DC barrel jack, so this time I was hoping this one would take over, but no, it only takes over if the battery input is switched off. Switch the battery on, and then the battery has priority. So I thought, okay, perhaps the power supply, something weird going on. This one seems to have more priority or something weird, or something, maybe there's, I don't know. So I tried flipping the power supplies around, thinking, well, okay, if it's the power supplies, the inverse should happen. So here we are. Now this is the DC input on this side, the barrel jack, and so this is currently supplying the load. Switch the battery simulator on if you like. Battery's taking over. So I don't know, maybe it's just the thickness of the wires or something, and it's that's just the sense for the voltmeter there. It makes no difference where I take the ground from for the voltmeter either. I've tried that, thinking that might have some influence. So it's very odd, kind of confused. The only thing I can think is it takes the load with the least resistance, and maybe these thin wires have more resistance, but yeah, in the data sheet for the IC it sort of says primary and auxiliary load, and yeah, it's not really. Anyway, it still works. It's I won't change it back to where it was because I've soldered all the parts on now. I'll just leave the hack in place, and yeah, just surprised me. I don't really have an answer to it. Perhaps when I'm actually using a real battery and AC/DC power supply, perhaps it will just work. But it's hard to tell when they're in place because I have voltage monitoring with the buffering. These will have resistors. They're like voltage dividers with buffers for that will go to ADC on the microcontroller through these cables here. So I'll be able to monitor the voltages, but I don't have any milliwatt readings from this. I don't have any shunts or anything like that. Okay, well, that's just a quick update.